Hey, this is Sam here from samnuki.com, and I want to thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. In today's Daily Marketing Dime, what I wanted to share with you is you don't have to be an industry expert in order to get into a market or a niche. Now, this is one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to business and marketing in particular. For some reason, we feel that we need to know absolutely everything about absolutely everything before we can step into something. Now, that's 100% not true. Because if you think about it even logically, it just doesn't make any sense at all. Because it doesn't matter if you're an expert now. At some point or another, you're a beginner. And if they didn't get started as beginners, then how would they ever become experts, right? Now, you might be thinking, yeah, they probably, got a degree or something like that, or probably got, spent years and years in studying and researching before they got into anything in terms of being an expert. But I can assure you, based on all of the stories that I've heard from all the very successful, particularly marketers, they became experts by practicing exactly what they're preaching, right? And they started basically as beginners, just like, you might be in your journey or wherever you were at the start. I know they were, when they relay their stories, I certainly relate to them because that's where I was at one point as well. So, kind of the idea that came to mind for me, especially being such a sports person, I kind of liken it to an individual who, imagine if they did not play a single game until they felt they were an expert. Do you think they would ever make it to the pros? No, of course they wouldn't, because, number one, they wouldn't have their talent on showcase, but number two, there'd be no one to actually see it. You can't become an expert by simply practicing. You've got to actually put it into practice. By actually doing it, right? By actually taking action, so that you can become an industry expert, or, if there is even such a thing, to be honest, because I don't think there is. Especially when it comes to online marketing, there are so many intricacies to what it is that is involved in online marketing in particular, or just online business, that there is just way too much to learn for anyone to be an absolute genius in one particular area. Granted, there are people out there that I certainly put under that label, and that's just it's more of a sign of respect than anything else. So you don't have to be an industry expert in order to get into a niche or a market. Start wherever you're at and build from there, okay? And it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're intermediate, if you're expert, if you're advanced, or whatever the case may be. You might be a professor at whatever it is that you're going to get into. So start where you're at and build from there. It's the only way to get better. In terms of like online marketing, I know for me, for example, when I first started out, I was like, oh man, I really don't want to do this, blogging thing. I understand the power behind it, and I understand how valuable it is as a lead generation platform, especially in the long term with consistency and the right content being put out there. However, when I started out, man, all I saw was, I've got to sit down and write, and I can't stand writing because I sucked at English, right? And so when I started out, I had to start out small. I started with 500 words, then 600 words, then 750 words, 1,000. And then, I got myself out to a point where I could comfortably write 3,500 word blog posts. These things were basically like $97 trainings. So let me assure you that wherever you're at, you need to start, and that you don't need to be an expert in order to get into something. What you really need to do is just decide to do it and start doing it. Okay. So that's it for today's Daily Marketing Dime. Look, I want to thank you for stopping by and watching this video. If you're interested in some online marketing training, go ahead and get this free course right here that I put together just for you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.